what? Never mind. There. Okay, here's what we'll do. All right. There. That kind of hurts my feelings, actually. But yeah, my name's David, and I've been doing stand-up for a while, so I guess I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 27 years old, and I have a birthday December 20th every year, and 1 year it will be December 20th, 2012. Now, I don't know how many of you know the significance of that date, but what it is, supposedly, that's the end of the Mayan calendar, and some people theorize it will be the end of the world. What that means for me is bitchin' ass party. There will be wailing and gnashing of teeth and beer bongs. You won't be able to tell if that's the horn of Gabriel or the vuvuzela. God willing, I might get laid. It would be so nice. But in addition to that, I basically started in the city of Madison, Mississippi. Madison, just to explain, is where rich white people go to die when they don't want to deal with hurricanes. And those of you who are from there think that's hysterical. And I'm kind of a political junkie, but I don't really fall anywhere in politics because I don't like any of the parties. Like the Republican Party. The Republican Party promises unlimited booze and sex. The problem is the booze is Coors, Light, and the sex is with Ann Coulter. You can like hear scraping. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I can say the joke I have about the Democrats, but it's a PG-13 show.
Do it.
Oh, they'll leave it out anyways. Okay, so the Democratic Party, they've got better beer, but the thing is you have to hang out with Hillary Clinton, who has a face that can stop a cock. And then there's the Libertarian Party. They're BYOB, yeah, I can't really take that. The Tea Party is kind of like the Libertarian Party, except not as good about that whole rights thing, and even worse, Coors Light. Now the Green Party was kind of cool. They actually gave me these really cool brownies. Then like 30 minutes later, I realized the time had stopped and I tried to start it by pissing on a garbage can. Believe it or not, that is a true story. But in addition to politics, I'm a big fan of food. You can sort of tell. I'm a big fan of food. I like going to restaurants. Like the other day, I went to a communist all-you-can-eat restaurant. And I was thinking, that should be interesting. And I go in, and I'm given a bowl of potato soup and a piece of moldy bread. And I say, what is this? And the man looks at me and says, this is all you can eat. Oh, screw you, like you haven't told or heard a bad pun before. God bless you, sir. And then I went to a sheep farm, and I received a plate of grass, and was told that's all you can eat. I went to the Playboy Mansion, received a hamburger that had been put in a blender, and was told that's all Hugh can eat. And I went to a synagogue, was given a plate of matzo balls, and was said, this will fill you up. Thank you, those of you who realized that I avoided the pun that time. I like food so much, I actually want to open up my restaurant. I want my own restaurant. I'm going to call it Little Hong Kong. It's going to be like a Chinese restaurant with unnecessary British influence. Just think about it. Fried crumpets, egg gently dropped into bowl soup. That's the kind of reaction I enjoy so much, that one laugh in a crowd full of either horrified or disinterested people. Let's see, what else is there that I need? Oh yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with music. I watched part of the MTV Video Music Awards. Yeah, you're right not to applaud that, actually. I watched Lady Gaga accept an award wearing a meat dress. Well, actually, it wasn't really a meat dress, it was just a repurposed meat curtain. And this is a bad pun show, I'm just warning you. And see, that's the thing. I noticed there wasn't much of a big reaction, because a lot of people don't make many female genitalia jokes. The male genitalia gets it constantly. But I swear that most bad jokes revolve around the male genitalia. And that's the other reaction I want, is lay reaction. So all aspiring female comics, please, 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 change the dynamic. Become a cunning linguist. And I'm going to stop that line of inquiry. I'm going to move back to music. I'm a big fan of music, or used to be. But then I was listening to the radio one day, and I realized that music was failing me, because I heard a song called "Got You Where I Want You" by The Flies. You may know that from the I Know What You Did Last Summer soundtrack. And I realized I was singing along to it at the top of my lungs. And I realized that's what music has become, except worse. Like this. Got you where I want you. It's basically the pinnacle of music. And it's hard for me to like music anymore. I've tried all sorts of things. I tried rap music, but... wrong shoes. I tried ska music, but I just can't be that happy. I tried listening to indie, but I don't like pretending that I like the music that I like. So I had to move on to the next best thing, masturbation. And I got one more little bit for you. I've been doing stand-up comedy for a long time, and I've thrown out good bits, and I've thrown out bits that I do not use anymore. I used to have a really, well, I thought it was great, bit about how I was an English major in college, which that's actually the appropriate response is, yeah, I don't have a real job. But I was an English major in college, and how that ruined everything for me, and how I became obsessed with picking apart video games. Like, for instance, how Donkey Kong is basically a critique of contemporary religion. I won't go into it because it's not actually funny, but at one point or another, I compare Donkey Kong to Nietzsche's idea of the imperfect God. I told this joke to a girl in a box parking lot once, and she gave me a look and said, "Who's Nietzsche?" No, that is a perfectly fair statement. A lot of people are not familiar with their philosophers. I'm willing to accept that. I go on with this girl later into my routine, where I talk about how Tetris is a critique of Reaganomics. She looks at me again. What's Reaganomics? Also fair. A lot of people weren't paying attention in the 80s. God knows I wasn't. But then she mentioned to me that she was about to turn 25. And I, without thinking, said, "Oh wow, quarter century, cool." That should have been the dumbest thing that was said that night. What's a century? God, I wish I could say I were joking. Anyways, I'm going to call it that. My name's David Sarton. Thank you so much, Secaf.